Time to take your wealth to the next level. Welcome to Learn Wealthy, your go-to channel for real estate insights, market charts, and golden opportunity. Let's build wealth together.
Hey there, it's James Santiago. Welcome to your show, Learn Wealthy. This episode is going to be juicy because we're talking about food and drinks and all-you-can-eat buffets. Just kidding. We're talking about stagflation. Let's break it down. Imagine this. You're at an all-you-can-eat buffet and the only options are stale bread and soggy lettuce. Yum. Not exactly what you'd call a feast, right? Well, that's the kind of like what the economy serves up during a stagflation. Only it's worse. Today, we're diving into this delightful economic disaster where you get to enjoy the best of both worlds, rising prices and slowing growth. Let's break it down further. Alright, so what is stagflation? It's when inflation is going up, meaning prices are rising, and you're paying more for literally everything, while at the same time, economic growth is slowing down. And unemployment is also high. In other words, it's the economy's way of saying, you're screwed from both sides. Yeah, it's like the universe decided you needed a double whammy of economic misery. Why have just inflation or just a recession when you can have both? To really appreciate stagflation, let's take a trip back to the 1970s. A time of disco balls and bell bottoms, and oh yeah, some pretty gnarly economic problems. But back then, the US was hit with a perfect storm of oil prices shocks, supply chain issues, and let's be honest, some questionable policy decisions. The result, stagflation, baby. Groovy? Not so much. The economy was dancing to its own terrible tune with prices soaring and unemployment skyrocketing. It was a time when people couldn't afford to drive their gas guzzlers, but also couldn't find a job to pay for gas anyway. The Phillips curve? Totally out of the window. So how do you escape this nightmare? Well, that's the tricky part. Economists and policymakers have to carefully balance between controlling inflation and not tanking the economy even further. It's like walking a tightrope while juggling chainsaws. The good news is that economies have eventually bounced back from stagflation before, so there's hope. But it's a bit like waiting for your leftovers to taste better. After sitting in the fridge for a week, it takes time and it's never as good as you hope for. When is the most recent period of stagflation that we experienced? It's the 2021 to 2022 during President Joe Biden. We still had supply chain from lockdowns, inflation was high AF in the tune of 9%, and jobs were recently demolished by lockdowns and was just getting back, so there was high unemployment. All three components are there. So what's the takeaway here? Stagflation, it has three components. Number one, high inflation. Number two, high unemployment. And number three, slow or negative economic growth. So next time someone brings up stagflation, you can just nod knowingly and say, the 1970s all over again, or 2021. And then maybe treat yourself to something nice because if stagflation's back, you deserve it. I hope you learned a lot in this episode. Please subscribe to your channel, Learn Wealthy. For the latest economic trends, real estate and finance, hit the bell notification so you can stay updated. Please write a comment below. I want to know what you think. Let's all learn wealthy together. Please click the link for the next video.